What's happening, everybody? My name is Ferdinand Mellinger, and I am the developer and founder of GStacker. What I want to do is go over a few different things today to kind of clear the air with some people so that you kind of understand how this works and how simple it is. There's really no work that needs to be done with this because I kind of put all the hard work and the hard labor into the process when you get started. So let's just start off from the very get, right? So you get in here, you need to enter in a brand. So we're going to add a new brand. Let's just say this brand is Realtor.com. So we're going to enter Realtor.com. Their name is Realtor. So whatever you're doing here, just, you're entering it in yourself. Just whatever the brand is that you're putting in. So now the brand's created, okay? The key that you have to do, please, everybody listen to me on this. You've got to press this AI research. It's got to learn about your brand. If it doesn't, that's why it says right here, pending. All these have been researched, so you'll see in here. You have to make sure that you hit this so it can analyze the brand. What it's doing at this point when it analyzes the brand, it's actually building out the topical cluster and your cluster map and all of your keyword strategy because it's doing the full research on you and your competitors when it pulls all this information in. So that's why I tried to do all the hard lifting for you guys behind the scenes. Excuse me. The reason I did this was because I have a VA. I have a couple of VAs, and when I hand off these jobs, because I've been doing this process since 2014, it used to just be manual. Now it's automated. And I got approved by Google for everything that we need to do. But when I would hand this off, I don't want any additives being added to the research that was already done because it can mess up the whole plan. So my goal was to just make it click easy for my VAs. I hand this off to them. They click a couple of buttons. Everything gets done because the brand analysis has already been done. The competitor analysis has already been done. The cluster map, the topical map, the strategy, all of that has already been done for them. They just need to finish the job and create the stacks. So that's really what I built into this. There's nothing in here that you need to really worry about at all. There's really no work you need to do. You can, if you want to, by all means, go ahead. You can do the work you want. It's not going to be a big deal. You can still do it. So as you can see here, it's giving you some information of what you just pulled in. So when you go into this brand profile, what it's going to do is now it's going to pull in everything from what it scraped out online. So you're getting everything from the Google Knowledge Graph, your Google Business Profile, your Places ID. So you're getting everything that you need about this specific brand. In here, you have a brand voice. You've got your style, your tone, your point of view. You've got a social channel, which will pull in your social channels. If it can't, the reason why I believe this one didn't pull in the social channels for realtors is because it's probably got a number of different locations and a number of different social handles that may be in some type of, let's say, franchise information. So another thing you can do is add in your location. So if you want to add in specific locations of where you're located at, you can. Your Google Business, see how it's pulled in all the information about the Google Business page, so that's already in there. The cultural identity. Let's talk about this cultural identity thing real quick, because I built this as an algorithm to be very specific for very specific reasons, because I noticed that there was a gap that was going on in LLMs with the representation of different cultures. So what I did is I built an algorithm that would recognize and give the images, give the content, give the subjects, everything about the culture that you set up here within this cultural representation. So within this specific section, you can go in here and add your specific culture. You can add in kind of the representation context about that culture, the regional diaspora, if you want to add that in there, and any additional notes if you want to. So all of this is added within the system itself. So then when you go and you create your stacks, all of your cultural representation is added into your stack so that it actually is bringing in the information that looks like you, is representative of you and your business and your location. I also added in another piece within the cultural representation, but it was location intelligence. So it's looking at your culture, but also looking at the location intelligence of where you are. So if it's an extremely local area, now you can fine tune it down into the city. or the neighborhood. If it's a regional, then you can go into the regional area. Once you start going into the national, it's going to tell you you don't really need to have it enabled because it's on such a large scale. But you can get that granular if you want to. One other aspect that I added into GStacker is I made it capable for you to add a blogger account, because this is one of the pieces of the stack that I feel is very beneficial for you. You have to go in and create your own blogger. Once you do create your own blogger, you're going to be able to select the blog that you created. I'm going to make a separate video on how to connect your blogger itself so that you can see exactly. It's really easy. You just go in and connect a blogger, click the buttons, and set up your blog name. I would advise that you set up a blog name specific to each brand so that you have a blogger account for each brand so that you're not intermingling different brands with one blogger account, if that makes sense. The next thing that I added in was WordPress, so that you can actually connect this into your WordPress sites, because I figured everybody's got a WordPress site, or a lot of people do. So you can go in here and you can add your WordPress URL in here, your username that you use, and typically for when you log in, and then you're going to have to set an application password. This is not your typical password that you use to log in. This is an application password, so you need to go into your settings, check on the user that if it's you as the user, click on yourself as the user, go down to the application settings, and then set that password. All the instructions are right here too. And then you can test and connect it, and it'll let you know. It flows through as an HTML, so that's what's being passed through on the API. So it just goes straight to, and it sends it off as like a draft. You can choose to make it published if you want, but it's defaulted to draft. So that is kind of what's going on within the brand hub itself. There is a piece within here as well, which is the strategy for all the brands. So once everything gets pulled in, remember when we pulled in the brand, there is a strategy now that got pulled in with all the topical maps, the keyword clusters, everything got pulled in for you. So you really do not have to do anything for this. So you can see right here, it's saying start here. Like again, all you need to do is click buttons. So you just build this stack. It's going to start there for you, and it's going to analyze everything for you. You don't have to do anything. I really tried to make this simple, to where I wouldn't have to be telling my VAs what to do or how to do or when to do. It's just click the buttons and let it roll. There are some pieces within the real estate aspect of this to where you can import the property listings to where it will actually, you can start targeting. Let's say if you have a property that just went up for sale or that you're trying to sell, you can enter in that specific link, or even if it's on your site, and it'll import that, and the photos will be used within the stacks itself. So here is how you just do this. So again, this was done. We just click buttons. That was entered in for us. All of this is entered in for us. This is where, depending on your tier, this is where you're going to select what type of property you want to push this stack to. Now, you can get really creative with this. You don't have to select all of these all at one time. You can deselect any of these all that you want. You can have a 3, 4, 5. You can have them all if you want. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. The thing is to kind of get creative with this and have fun with it, and let the system build these authority stacks for you. You can build as many as you want with what's in your tier. Don't go crazy and spam. There's no need to do that, because they're going to get a lot of they're going to have a lot of power in what they have just in general. So when you generate these, all you need to do is you pick your length. I usually pick between 1,500 to 2,500 words. It just gives you an easier way to compete with your competitors that are out there. So now you just go in here. Remember, all we did was click buttons and just let me go back really quick too. If you want to add trust badges, you can add these trust badges in there. It's just simple badges that will be added throughout your specific stack that are talking about, let's say, trust aspects that they can bring, that your business brings within that industry. So you can add these and approve them, and now these badges are going to be added into the stack itself. And then all you do over here is just click create generate. And that's what's going to happen. So now it's going to generate this for you. I'll pause this and let it go through. And then once it happens again, we'll go through and I'll show you the next piece of this. But really, everything is meant to be very simple for you, not hard at all. All right, so now everything has been generated. So this is it. So again, this is just the outline. So what gets generated right here is just your outline. You don't need to go in and do anything. Again, there's been a lot of research that's been done into this, a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes to where you don't need to do anything. So I'm just gonna, this is just a sample of what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna approve and generate this content so you can see what happens in this process. So this is what's going on here. All it's gonna do is start writing this content for you. So all you do is you sit back and you wait, and it's gonna kind of start going through everything. Just wait for it to get done. So I want to pause the video, and when this is done, we'll come right back again. All right, so it has just generated the content for everything. So now we're just going to go in here, and then as you can see, everything that it generates, it's very detailed. Things look really good. I tried to really make sure that everything was paid attention to when it pulled in, again, the content that's being generated here. So all you really need to do at this point is just create this specific Google property. So now you just go down here and click this, and it's going to initiate the stack. It depends on what you have going on within your stack. It could take anywhere from, say, 7 minutes to 15 minutes. Sometimes if you have the video podcast, because of the rendering, it can take up to like 17, 20 minutes, around there, 20, 22 minutes. Just because of the rendering. But other than that, it creates things pretty quick. So I'll pause this and then I'll come right back once everything is done. Oh, one thing too that I did here is you don't have to sit here and watch this. I know a lot of people might want to, but you don't have to. It's going to email you after everything is done. So you're going to get an email with the stack that's been generated once it's done. All right, so I do have a stack processing right now, and my complete mistake, I hit the AI podcast on that, and that takes a little bit longer, so I don't want to keep everybody waiting for that. But what I do want to show you is kind of what happens when the stacks are generated. So when you do generate the stack, what will happen first is after it's done, you'll get an email that looks like that. So you'll see that this is what you get to show you that the stack has been completed with all the links there. The links that are in that stack, of course, you saw the Google Doc that gets generated. So this is the doc that gets generated for each of the stacks. The Google Sheet that also gets generated for all the stacks. And you can allow these access things. That's just little third-party things that Sheet says. But you can see in here, when you go in here, these are already made public. You don't have to do anything. Everything's already done. You don't have to worry about any of that. So those are the sheets, and you can see down here, it's got multiple different tabs that I've added different SEO aspects into it. Then you've got the Google Slides part where it generates the Google Slides for each of the pieces of content that's in the stack itself. So you get the slides. And again, these are all made public, so they can be shared and they are indexable right away. Here's the Google Calendar link. So when you open this up, you'll see how it makes these calendar links for you and how it structures everything. Then you've got the Google Drive that it builds out for you. Everything is kind of SEO optimized. You've got structured data. Everything's in here is organized in a way that I think it should be, with emojis and everything. So it makes it easier for you to kind of deal with and see where everything is. PDFs, it does PDFs, and these, you can use these. These are public too. So it builds out the PDFs for the whole stack. Also builds out a Cloudflare page for everything. You can see everything here. It's got even a forum, maps, everything that's in there. Your calendar. It's got everything in. So I tried to include everything into these stacks when they were generated. And then it also creates a GitHub page for you. So you can see these sites that are created for you. Same thing. I gave you the PDF report, GitHub's Go Drive. Here's the podcast that it does.
Welcome to the 3-minute recap.
You can see.
I'm Bella.
Okay, so in a sense, this is pretty much just the kind of the questions that I wanted to answer really quick so that people can understand what goes on with GStacker, and that there's really no work that needs to be put in on your part other than clicking buttons. You can add in your own keywords and everything that you want if you want to. However, there's a lot of research that's been done when you analyze your brand so that you really shouldn't have to do that. So you feel completely free just to use the system and the way that it generates the keywords, the topics, the clusters. Be completely comfortable with just clicking the buttons and letting it do what it needs to do. After every 3 stacks that it does do, it will then start to generate a new cluster and topical map for you because it's always updating. So don't think that it's going to end after you get done with one cluster or one topic. It keeps on going, analyzing everything. So that's pretty much it in the grand scheme of things. I will be doing some more videos that will be going through all of these specific sidebar locations, such as the link tracking, the link hubs, the templates, the brand hub. It's all really simple. You can go in there yourself and see what it is. And even if you go into how it works, it's going to be very easy to kind of understand, and the help center. I tried to make this very easy for you guys so it wasn't difficult. It's a lot of code, but it should be very simple to deal with. So hopefully that answers everybody's questions. If you have any questions at all, please send an email to support@gstacker.com. We'll get back to you immediately, or just go into our Discord group and ask me any questions at any time. I have no problem with that. I'm completely transparent, and that's what I built the Discord group for, so that everybody could go in there and participate and share their what has been done, share what they've been ranking for. So that's it. Hopefully that answers everybody's questions. Everybody have a great day, and I will talk to all of you later. Bye.